இனிமே படத்தை பார்த்து வாங்காதீங்க. 100% கடலை எண்ணெயான்னு படிச்சு பார்த்து வாங்குங்க.
கடலை எண்ணெயில் number 1 Mr. Gold 100% கடலை எண்ணெய்.
My business is all about glamour, right? If you go to any other restaurant or places, you may not know the owners of those places. They are not there. I'm seen. You know, people know me where I am. That gives me a kick. It's a very male-dominated business. When I took over, very few women were there, those who were doing a restaurant business. Platform is given the same to both of us. How you move ahead, what solution do you find, what your ambition is all about can vary. Passion driven to make it successful, I did not want to go back to where I started my journey from. If you are a born fighter, if you are designed like that, how can anybody make you a victim? Unless you yourself surrender to be a victim. If I call up the municipal guys, no, they used to know me for 18 years. Nalla irkingla, vanakkam, nalla irke, ha, nalla irke, vaanga ninge, sir, friends oda vaanga, ninge vanda saapidinge. That's a relationship I have now, which is great, isn't it? My dream is to make my company into $100 billion. If that's what my chase is, then I have to work accordingly. I can't be sitting here and think, oh, $100 billion company. It doesn't work like that. That reality check has to be there. Your risk bearing capacity. How much risk would you like to take?
Which is your favorite cafe amongst yours? Hi, hello and welcome to all the AvalGlitz viewers out there. This is PJ and இன்னைக்கு நம்ம கூட வந்து one of the well-known brands in Coimbatore, of course Café Totaram இருக்கட்டும், On The Go இருக்கட்டும். Let's welcome Ranjana to the show. You're not a native person of the south side. You're basically from the north. You came to the south. That too, you came to Tirupur and then you started a concern in Coimbatore. How do you see all of this and how do you see the reception? How was this all possible?
When I started my journey in 2002, when the opportunity landed and I said, let's do business together, my first thought was, this is the opportunity which is going to get me out of Tirupur. And of course, I will become more financially independent myself, and life will become much better. So at that time, there was no thought process like people will accept me or not. But when I started my business, things were different, you know, and as anybody would work out, somehow my not being local or not being native Coimbatorian, it did not come my way. I don't know, it did not come my way at all. When we opened our restaurant, people were just thronging in. They were not looking at, they were looking at the one restaurant which is open, which is good looking, serves good food, let's go there. And slowly they came to know who are the founders, you know. It's okay, she's a woman and she's from northern of the country. And that's all about it. And then the life went on. So if you ask me whether it was a hindrance to me, no. People saw the work, people liked the place and they just came in. And that's it. It's as simple as that. There's no complexities to here in India. I want to make it very complex, you know. Yes, for me, because the language was a barrier, that probably can become challenging. Like for example, since the language wasn't, and sometimes culturally also, see here, which I got to know that if I have a local people coming over, they have their own sensibilities. So they go to the temple, they meet their neighbors, they go for the weddings. And my business has its own requirement where we can't give holidays just like that. Do you get it? Because it's a 365 days of work. So those were the areas which made me think that I think I should call people from outside. Those stay with us and then we give them annual vacation of 1 month when they have to go. So that was the only change I brought in, which because of the reason of if I have people, a local employee, they'll have their own personal pressing requests coming from their houses. Other than that, no, it was perfectly fine whether I meet the municipal guys or whether I get my licenses done. I would speak in broken Tamil, you know, it was fine. Loads of learning here. It wasn't that, it wasn't a cakewalk. But I won't become a victim now. Oh God, I went through tough time. No.
Being a lady, how has it been? And what was one factor which drove you to start up a business? And
another side, when is a very deeper side of me is that my business is all about glamour, right? And if you go to any other restaurant or places, you may not know the owners of those places. They are not there.
Seen.
I'm seen. You know, people know me where I am. That gives me a kick. So it's a very male dominated business, you know, hotel business or restaurant business. You will find majorly is a male counterpart, those who are here. I may be very few women entrepreneurs. Things are changing now, but when I took over, very few women were there, those who were doing a restaurant business. So if you look at it, as woman, I did not face problem because I'm a woman. A man also probably would have faced a similar kind of problem. You know, when you're establishing a business, you have your requirements which you have to fulfill it. So will it be different if you were taking care of the business? It's like startup. You also start, I also start. The only thing is same. The platform is given the same to both of us. How you move ahead? What solution do you find? What's your ambition is all about? Can vary. So it could be very for you, it could be very for me. But only thing I was so passion driven to make it successful. I did not want to go back to where I started my journey from. I did not want to go back to Tirupur. I did not want to become financially not independent. So that was a going factor for me. But gender did not come in my way. No. If you are a born fighter, if you are designed like that, how can anybody make you a victim? Unless you yourself surrender to be a victim, which I did not. So for me, acceptability, right now if I call up the municipal guys, no, they used to know me for 18 years. Nalla irkingla, vanakkam, nalla irke, haan, nalla irke, vaanga ninge, so friends odu vaanga, ninge vanda saapdinge. That's a relationship I have now. Isn't it that beautiful? Yeah, which is great, isn't it? I won't call them my friends, I will call them acquaintance, but it's so cordial. You know, they can pick up a phone and talk to me, and I can pick up a phone and talk to them. Pick up complain that's how I would talk to people, and that's fine.
And also in today's scenario, I think running a particular concern or a cafe or a restaurant is definitely a big task. How do you manage to have three, 4 places and also cloud kitchens?
Yeah, no, it's I'll tell you what, the one thing is that we should know what is our bandwidth, what our capacities, what our dreams are. They should all match up. So if my dream is to make my company into $100 billion, if that's what my chase is, then I have to work accordingly. I can't be sitting here and think, oh, $100 billion company. It doesn't work like that. That reality check has to be there. Your risk bearing capacity, how much risk would you like to take? And how will you mitigate the risk? That's very important. This I'm talking for the women perspective. That's important. Now, how do I manage when I want to grow $100 billion company? Then my path, my vision has to be in sync with my thoughts, right? So when I plan, or anybody plans like that, then the company has to become process driven. I can't be at 5 multiple locations. So only thing what will work very well is a strong foundation. Your strong value system, strong processes. You bring in the audits more, bring in the more processes, things will start streamlining it.
So is this the reason why you always take more care of the people who work under you?
Naturally. It's very important. So if I have very low attrition, my people working in that for the past from 18 years, 17 years, some 10 years old, some 6 years, they're with me. They're with me, isn't it so? Yeah.
Even homemades shift a lot.
Yeah, I know, because that's because, you know, one is that they also know you, you also know them. And another, human nature is like that. Wherever you feel comfortable, you stay on. Very few people, if you see in your lifespan also, how many friends of yours are so ambitious, have left and gone ahead? 1, 2. And that's with everybody, because human beings likes comfort. Once we get into the comfort zone, we don't want to get out of it. Unless I make their life uncomfortable, they will definitely leave me and go. And why would I do that? I need them. So may as well talk to them properly, give them the respect what they deserve. They give me respect what I deserve. Where they are wrong, they are wrong. Talk to them, don't mince words. Don't allow buttering. They understand very well. For me, their buttering has no place in my restaurant. I've told them very clear. Even if I am wrong, give me a critical feedback. I'm good to take it. I may not like it. Ignore that. But your duty is to tell me where am I going wrong. And that's kind of open space conversation has to be given. In fact, I was talking to Chintamani. They do. Wonderful. One of the guy does like to do buttering. How much ever I tell him, but he doesn't listen to me. But one of my 2-3 guys of mine, they stand by me and tell madam, this is not right. That's fine with me. One of my guys, that's why I food Chintamani. He's with me for the past 17 years. He's my right man. And so I tell him that I was telling Chintamani, I think to start thinking of more processes, because I'm now, as I'm going to grow old, I may not come to the business so often. You guys only have to manage the place. Finally, it's your place. If the brand has to continue, you have to give in more time, more efforts. Make sure that the brand is surviving, so that you guys are there. So you guys, your jobs are confirmed. You guys become the part of the profit. That's a larger picture I'm seeing in coming years, and that's important. He was giving me a look because he had not heard me saying something like that. Said, "No, madam, you can never retire." I said, "Okay, maybe not now, but we have to start thinking of future planning. Maybe if I grow furthermore, someone has to take care of these establishments, no? Which are there, your babies. 16 years of sweat you have given to the business." So they have to start thinking from different perspectives and angles. And that's important. Everybody should start learning, women or man, that how to make sure that sense of ownership is very high in your employees.
You have a lot of concerns which you hold right now, different cafes and cloud kitchens as well. Which is your favorite cafe amongst yours?
For me, if you ask me, I'm very biased right now because one of my, so it's like you have the first child and the third child and the fourth child. So my emotional connect probably would be with That's for Food. That's my first restaurant of mine. And my wherever I reach in my life, that is my first baby after my I'm to say my child and then my first business. So my emotional connect will always be That's for Food. But when I see On the Go is doing fine. If you ask a mother, what will she say? All my children I love. Same thing with me also. But if you ask me cafe, I see a younger crowd coming in, and I personally feel the younger crowd are full of vibrance, right? And they're full of passion, dreams in a younger crowd. And Totaram attracts that kind of a generation. So maybe yes, that's probably it's a youngest child.
Part.
Yeah, the special thing will always be there for them.
And which would you call your best moment in your career?
Best moment in my career when I started studying again. Seriously.
Starting?
Studying again. When I did my ISB program. When I did my MBA program with ISB, Indian School of Business, Hyderabad. When I won my business plan award, I was 40 years old.
And you had all this running.
And I had all this running. Totaram wasn't running, but I was running On the Go was on. So for me, shunting between classes to Bombay, come back, then go to Hyderabad when I got graduated there. And when I won the best business plan award, the way I jumped, I was like a child again. When I used to study in a classroom and the faculty, which is a world class, that was the most brilliant moment and brilliant time of my life. I tell everybody, education is a tool. And when we are doing business and you combine this tool, you can really do wonders, because this helps you give structure to your business models. So people should leave, whether male or female. Sometime you should leave your businesses, do some exercise like this where you study, come back. It freshens you up. You meet peers, and studying at the age of 40 or 50, whichever age you're sitting at, it's so beautiful because you're self-motivated. Nobody's asking you to study, you're studying yourself. Unlike when you're a child, parents are pushing you to study. So that was the best moment of my life.
The term dominance.
Yeah.
What does it mean from a male and a female perspective?
I don't know what to say. I don't know. See, it's something like, see, when a man shouts and man is bold or man is ambitious, it's for society it's acceptable. It's fine. Man is okay to do that. But when a woman does the same thing, a lot of words are given, lots of adjectives are given to a woman. Though I'm indifferent towards all these things, when I have to shout, when I am dominating in my business, it's a need of the business, you do that. Other than that, I don't know how else you talk about dominance, I don't know, I haven't experienced that kind of a dominance, so very difficult to comment on it, that somebody dominating me. So I will give you a drawback. So what happens when there's a one-way communication? In my business, I'll be one-way communication. No, I'm the one who's a boss, so everybody has to say yes, yes, yes and all. But when you move out from this area to another place where you're not the boss, so you are one amongst the equal. And then people sometimes don't understand your viewpoint. You question yourself, everybody is listening to me in the office, look at them, they don't understand what my viewpoint is all about. That is only, I'm on a lighter side I'm talking about. But I think we all need to be agile. If you really want to grow, agility is important. Resilience is important. So forget the dominance, that could be one phase could be like, one moment could be like that. You can't be living in that moment. Dominance moment cannot be all your life. So one moment dominance and out of it and move on. Yeah.
I think through this conversation, I've had a lot of inspiration and a lot of
Yeah.
positive energy from you. That was a
Yeah.
really nice conversation, and
Me too.
which is really, really nice.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time,
My
and wishing
pleasure.
you all the best, all the
Thank you.
positive,
Thank
you
you.
know, progress to come ahead.
My best wishes to them also. Thank you very much. Yes, thanks
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank
Yes,
you
yeah.
so much.